College of Education, United Arab Emirates University. She obtains her PhD from Pennsylvania State University, and Dr. Al Murshidi has published her research in many prestigious journals such as Educational Research for Policy and Practice, Early Childhood Education Journal, Journal of Multilingual and Multicultural Development, Journal of Child and Adolescents Mental Health, International Journal of Education and Learning, and many others. Her research interests include educational technology, language socializations, cultural adjustment, curriculum and instructions, early childhood educations, mobile learning, and artificial intelligence. Dr. Al-Murshidi served on the editorial boards or reviewers for various Scopus Index journals, including the Journal of Educational Technology and Society, Journal of Language and Educations, and the International Journal of Educational Research. She can be contacted via email at g_almurshidi@uaeu.ac.ae, and her ORCID ID is 00000002302825. She has been recognized with awards such as the Young Emirati Researcher Prize, Best Young Researcher Award, and Emirati Women's Award. So it's so very amazing. Okay, before we start our details, I will announce our upcoming conference. That's the ninth International Conference on Management, Educations and Emerging Technology (MEET 24) that will be held on September 20th to 21st, 2024, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Also, I'd like to take a moment to express our gratitude to all of you for joining us from different corners of the globe. Your presence here today is truly appreciated. Today's webinar is not just about sharing knowledge, but also fostering a community of learning and collaborations. We encourage you to actively participate by asking questions and engaging in the discussions that will follow each presentations. Your contributions are what make events like this not just informative, but also enriching for everyone involved. And throughout the sessions, we aim to provide you with actionable insights and perspective from our esteemed panelists, who is experts in objective optimization, scientific machine learning. Their expertise will shed light on key trends, challenges, and opportunities in educational technology, equipping you with the knowledge you need to navigate and excel in this dynamic landscape. As we proceed, I encourage you to make the most of this opportunity to learn and connect with the fellow participants and explore new ideas. Engage with curiosity and enthusiasm, keeping in mind that the more we interact, the more we can collectively gain from this experience. So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. Ghadah Al Murshidi. Ma'am, we are delighted to have you here today, and we eagerly look forward to your enlightening presentations. Please, everyone, join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Dr. Ghadah Al Murshidi. The time is yours, please.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Just before I start, the presentation is on. Can you see it?
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So thank you for inviting me to present this topic. Because, for us in the UAE, when our Ministry of Education, our minister, state clearly that we can use it for our education. Everyone, teachers, professors, they start using it. Even administrators, even in marketing, in almost in all the fields. So that's why I started, researching and thinking about AI and how we can use it for academic writing. Today, I'm focusing on academic writing. And because, if we start with academic writing with high quality papers, literature review, analysis, all the way to finish the paper, so it will be easier for us to publish our papers in high impact journals, Scopus or Web of Science or others. So yesterday we got our paper published, and it is about AI and using ChatGPT with our students. I conducted with many of colleagues from national and international colleagues and universities and colleges about using AI with our students, and we got some paper published about that. So when we think about AI, I know I conducted many workshops, national and internationally. Lately was in Australia in a conference, and we had like different debates with the researchers and experts in the field, especially in the field of education, about can we use it, ethically we don't use it, can we allow our students to use it, and all that. When I mean our students, I mean our graduate students, our PhDs and master's students, because all their work is about writing academic papers, their thesis, and all that. So that dilemma in many countries, there is, they still like debating these kind of issues. So when I think about AI, we think about it, the applications and platforms as a support system, as save our time to do some of our work. So, for example, let's say today, as the organizer knows, now I'm here in the Shams Media City in Sharjah. I have some workshops here going on, and also after this, at 10:30, I have in Al Batayah Club. I have a ceremony there, but still I can, and I have my kids here doing some workshops. So I drive and doing all this together, and I'm sitting here, in this corner just to do this workshop. And that's the support of the AI and also the support of our colleagues, because as she mentioned, this workshop is for, gathering and collaboration with other researchers, and AI can support us in this. So when we do the AI, the applications could support us in what? For example, the quality of the paper, the efficiency, that impact in our academic papers and in our processing also. So based on the research, there are some issues related to this. Like, for example, if we think about, the reviewers, we think about the manuscript, especially I'm also in, as she mentioned, in editorial boards and reviewers in many of the journals, national and international. So even the process of the journaling and the editorial, that's all also supported by the AI. It support us and save our time in doing all this process. We can compare it. Also, I'm working with other colleagues, and they are doing all these processes using traditional ways. Okay, so I can see and I can notice the differences between both of them: the traditional way of using all these kind of processes and using AI. For sure, AI, it is faster, the quality and all that. I know some of you will think about the issues of, let's say, plagiarism, biases, data fabrication, because we know that some of the platforms, they are not used for specific, like for example, if we say ChatGPT, I know here in the everybody knows ChatGPT. We cannot use it for writing literature review and having the references, because it's all like fabricated. But there are other platforms and applications we can use for that purposes. So we have to learn which platform and app I can use for which exact purposes. Some of the issues and the challenges, for example, when we have discussion with some of the teachers, that some of the teachers thinks that with one platform they can do everything. One platform, you with one click you do everything. It's like complicated more than this. No, maybe you can use different platforms to do a task. So you have to learn how to do it. And also, it's not learning, it's also about your expertise. For example, like one of the experience that happened with one of my students, like he is a master student. So he used one of the platform, but he didn't know how to write and do the citation, the reference list. So what he does, and he was new to the graduate school, okay? So what he did, the citation wasn't correct. So why? Because he doesn't have the experience in doing the reference list and the in-text citation and all that. So when I asked them, his answer was incorrect. So that's what I mean. In that purposes, you have to be expert. That's mean you have to learn as we did traditionally. The way we learn, like for years, we learn how to do all this stuff manually. Yeah, data analysis, thematic analysis, writing references, in-text reference, everything. Like the comma, all the punctuation, all these kind of steps, and related to grammar and related to the language and all that. So your experience with AI, all will go and use it in a good way and good manner, and also with ethical issue that we concern about. So even with publication, if we, for example, if we, as I have one of my colleagues, and he's good with publication, he told me, if I have the data, I can do it fast with his colleagues and researchers. So that's mean, sometimes, the data collection takes time, especially here in the UAE. For example, we do lots of research with the students, with Ministry of Education, with universities. So we take time just to get, the approval and all these processes. This process takes time. But for us, writing the paper, it will be faster and easier, especially with AI. When you are using the right AI application and platform. So based on the researchers and those studies, and you can see most of those studies was last year in 2023. So they discuss all these kinds of issues, how AI can enhance the writing quality, how can support us even in formatting our paper, and for example, selecting specific journals for our specific paper and topic. So that's all. And also the peer review processes help us in all that. So we know, as I mentioned, there were some challenges. Like, for example, I got my PhD from Penn State and my master's degree. That was, I started in 2007. So imagine if I compare 2007 till now we are in 2024, it's totally different. I remember in that time, I graduated from UAE. I didn't have that, strong background and experience about doing research, like the actual research and all these kind of processes. So it was hectic for me. But now, this year, especially this year and last year, is, the process with AI, support us, make it easier for us. And also I try my best to teach and conduct different workshops for my students, for teachers, and we are, we have many of master degrees. We call it innovation master degree in the college, and it is we use the Arabic language to teach that master degree, which is good for our students. So even we try to use, the AI. What other platform we can use it in Arabic? Or maybe, for example, if we have it in English, because, in English language, the international language, AI applications works with that. So what we do, we translate that. So it's good. So if you compare the traditional, we know that is a time constraint. We know, like, lots of time, there's writing clock, you sit there for hours. You don't know what you start, where you start, how you do it. I have a colleague from the literature department, and she's telling me, like, how she suffered from sitting hours just to think about how can she analyze this, how can she read all these articles or these books about a specific topic, about, let's say, the literature, the modern literature, or European, or so I told her about some of these platforms. She started using it and she liked it. She has and start like to get like lots of ideas. And we know in literature, we know some researchers and also some writers, they used actually writing like kids stories as conducting workshops about that. And luckily my kid has he won award for his story for kids. But even for kids, because I teach them about AI, even for them, we have to start from scratch. For example, you start to teach them manually, how to write the letters, the everything, how to write, for example, a story, like, the characters, how to do the problem, how to start, all this kind. So they have to go through the process. Later on, they can use the AI without having the traditional way. They will not get to the AI and use it in a correct way. And also, for example, for the grammar and style, for example, sometimes, your paper, you have to give it to an editor. So maybe he will hand it or she will hand it to you maybe in a week, and that's the time, yeah. And we like we have many experiences with my colleagues, like for example, we have to get the paper like tomorrow, or for example to submit it, because we know all we are busy with different work. We are doing like family, like or work. So we sometimes we have some deadlines. I know some colleagues, like for example, they have to get to permission process, so they need like some specific papers like immediate. So with AI, support them a lot. And we know the journey and writing the research is complex. It's not easy to do that. So if we think the with AI, we can start off literature review, and also support us with giving us the ideas, the outlines, and also with data analysis. For today, because we don't have that much time, next time maybe, or in other workshops, I can discuss more about data analysis. And there are many like platforms for that purposes. But for example, for idea generation, even for idea generation, there are many now. Most of them are free and you can use it, and then you can go with upgrading. If you use it, if you like it, just upgrade and pay for that. But don't pay or upgrade without using it and you like it and you feel that it will support you in your in your system or in your education, in your work. Like you are using this kind of program for a long time, so it will save you time. So in that specific case, you can go and pay for it. So for literature review, reviewing is not easy. Like for example, when working with different colleagues, sometimes we have some papers we submit to journals, we got rejection. So they gave us, the reviewers, some comments. So sometimes the comments is related to the literature review, like they want the latest, like papers and all that. They don't want updated, like outdated, like papers and all that. So with AI, it helps us. Even for example, we identify what years we want, identify what the ideas. Even for examples, like in graphs, the ideas, like what other articles we can connect ideas, like using connecting papers. So there are different platforms helping us in that. Like, for example, if you want to write your thesis, hypothesis, research questions, so you can think about all these kind of ideas and how AI can support us. So even AI can support us, as we know, in checking the grammar, the style, and also the plagiarism. Grammar checking, for example, Grammarly and other programs, you have to edit your paper, you have to read and proofread your paper. And previously, we know that is like, purely for the one who's, let's say, in linguistics, because they are good in that. Because they have the human touch, and also they they know the language and they are specialized in that. But now, even for some of the writing, we can do it at least, like, because when you are doing the writing, sometimes simple grammar mistakes, like but if you go and reread it, you can fix it. So you can do this with AI, save you time. For example, if you have, let's say, 10 pages or 15 pages, okay, so you can do it faster with AI. The style, for example, if you have, let's say, your paper, if you have your references list, you did a paper with APA style and you submit it to a journal and then you got rejected. You want to write it and you submit it to another journal with MLA. So, like traditionally it's hectic, but now you can use many, like, Zotero and, EndNote and others, also Scripper and others, yeah, to do that, the reference and changing all these kind of references. Okay, for example, you did and you forgot to add one citation, so there are some programs you give them the paragraph and will give you the citation, like, for example, cite this for me and all that. And most importantly, now with AI, you have to use the plagiarism detection, because now, even with conferences, even if you review a paper or you submit an abstract, now mainly most applications, most, like, conferences, they have the AI plagiarism detections, and they will detect it. So you have to do like humanization, you have to reread, but the idea is you are the expert and you have the support from that system, the AI application. So when you think about your paper, you have to think about some of the outlines, about the structures. So there are some platforms, it helps you to, the flow of your paper, what you will do with your paper. Usually, like in any paper, especially for review paper, you have to have the outlines, what the idea that you want to include in that paper, especially for, like, scientific papers. And then you have to think about the structures. What structure you want to follow, like how many paragraphs in that topic, how many, like, points in that topic. Will you do like summaries, or because there are some platforms you do some summaries and all that. And also the transition, it's not easy sometimes. Let's say you have all these ideas, but you don't have the idea of how you organize all these ideas. So some of the AI platforms help you, like, in your transition with your ideas and through the whole document. But most of them, you have to, like, in a while, if you have, like, 20 pages, let's say, you have to upgrade to that, features. So with references and citations is good, because sometimes it generates for you the citation. Sometimes you are checking and verify the source. For example, like, one of my colleague, she had a paper from her student, and she didn't know that the paper was written by ChatGPT. How did she know? When she went to verify the references, she found out that all the references are fabricated. From that point, she got the idea that, when she asked the student, she said, yeah, I'm using ChatGPT, but she told her that, you use it in a wrong way. Also, we have the citation management. You have many citations, how you manage them. As I mentioned, there are many platforms. And also how you do and you create your bibliography, especially if you are, starting, with, especially for thesis, for a doctoral students, they start with bibliography because it will help them to get ideas and, generate with more ideas, especially if you are following, like, grounded theory and all these kind of theories. So this is the most important point, that we are all, as researchers and, even governments, thinking about the ethical consideration. So we think about, okay, I'm using this kind of platform, but there is kind of biases, because it depends on how it is generated and how it is, like, trained. Yeah. Also, the issue of the plagiarism, because the issue is like, especially undergrad students, what they do, they will just, if you give them a topic, a research paper to do, they will just use the platform without reading, just copying and pasting. And that's the issue. They didn't do anything. So this, the issue of plagiarism is there. And also thinking about the original thought. Many of the researchers would think, okay, is this your original thought or not? So this is an issue, especially if you are publishing, especially if you are getting, for example, some honorary or money for that. So, and some of the most of the companies, for example, you are doing something for the company, for example, report, or they will ask you if you are using AI or not. Usually, you have to be clear with this. If you are using AI, you have to tell them, yeah, in all what you are doing. So transparency is important in all these kind of process. And you know, you have to choose and think, okay? And you decide if you want to use it or not. If you want your student to use it or not. If you want, like, how you will use it. Okay. So this all about you. You learn about it and then the decisions is yours. So, like, for the publication processes, the issue is sometimes, like the journal guidelines and the templates and all that, it takes time. So there are some platforms we can use to help us in all this kind of, formatting, following the guidelines. For example, let's say you have 10,000 words and they want it only for 7,000 words. So you can, have specific and, like, paragraphs, and you will, like, summarize them, or squeeze them, or so that's also support. Also, like, the clarity and coherence. This is, like, it's not easy because your ideas, how it's flow, is it clear or not? Because sometimes even, like, when you are doing editing, like, as a researcher and as editor or reviewer, you are reading but you don't understand what this, okay, especially when you have some terms, maybe it is translated from different languages to, for example, English, or maybe the Arabic, for example, or maybe Indonesian language or other languages. So with AI, what happens? And that's what we want. More improving to our publications outcomes. Like, for example, let's say if you are publishing, let's say, 2 papers yearly, now maybe with using all this and also with collaborating with other researchers, okay, you can maybe, let's say, you publish, let's say, 4 papers, okay? So that's will help you with faster publication time, okay? You publish because you are writing on daily basis using AI. So your publication timing will be like faster, okay? Also, you improve the research quality, yeah? And also your visibility will be there, yeah? Because everybody will knows you, okay? They will, will like to collaborate with you more, yeah? So, when we think about the clarity and coherence of the papers, we think about, for example, sometimes sentence structure. Sometimes you need to do like paraphrasing, because you read, for example, let's say from a book or a book chapter or an article, but you want to do a paraphrasing. So there are some platforms you use for paraphrasing and rewriting, and also for, the word choice. Like, you use this word, but you want to change using another word. Okay, so that's all, like, will be supported by AI. Also, for example, with the journal, the guidelines, because you have to do formatting. You have to think about the citation style. Do you want Chicago or ABA? What about the word limit? What about all these sections? What sections you want to focus on? Okay. So you want, maybe sometimes because the word limit, you will, like, merge the result with, for example, the discussion. So all that, is part of the guidelines you have to follow with the journal. So for AI will boost your productivity and efficiency, okay? Because I know everyone, you have deadlines, and sometimes you have other issues than your work and publication and reading articles and writing and all that. So you have to manage your time between your work and also your family issues or maybe other issues. So AI will be, helping us in our time management. So that's like general theoretical idea about the AI. Now I will give you some samples of AI applications, and there are plenty. Usually, what I tell my students, because in every second there are a new application, and usually they have like limit for free, and then you have to upgrade. If you like it, you go for upgrade and you pay. Okay, so what you do usually, just go and Google or search for those kind of applications, because whatever you want, just search it and try it and see if you like it or not. So for example, here there are many AI applications. For example, Grammarly, you do it for grammar checking, editing, proofreading. Turnitin, you use it for plagiarism checking, origin checking and all that. And we use it like, before we submit our papers. Zotero, referencing, Mendeley, EndNote, all that referencing. Like a Quillpat for example, you can use it for grammar or paraphrasing. Okay, and you can see there are many others. Yeah. Here for mostly like references, maybe BibTeX. I know most of you maybe use all this, and they are considered part of AI, especially they are adding more features to them, like SRIP, EasyPip. So you use whatever you like, and you feel it's easier for you to use. Here, for example, when you do like, even your proofreading or editing to paper, like Grammarly, AI writers, and WordTone, and all these kind of platforms, Script and others. Here also other platforms to do, all kind of like, for example, here, cite this for me for citation. Because sometimes you find a citation, but you want to go back and search for that citation, and you find the article, and you digging and read more for those papers. Here you can see those platforms help you. For example, if you have a paper, like, I have some of my colleagues like asking me, okay, I have this paper, but I don't know which journal I'll choose. So you can, search for those platform and websites to search for you the specific journal for your specific paper. And there's plenty and many of them, like for example, Find My Journal, for example, Paper Match, Manuscript Matcher, and they are all connected with like journals and publishers. Okay, so now I will give you some examples. For example, Jenny, you can use it, for example, for writing your research. Okay, so here is an example. What I did, I captured some of these platforms, and I can give you some of the samples. For example, Jenny, that platform, and I know maybe some of you or most of you use it. If you didn't use it, try to use it, okay? But most of them you have to upgrade. So for example, let's say I was trying to use the same topic, for example, today, AI with writing and publication. So you see, it gives you the in-text citation, and also it gives you what the references. If you want, you can export, okay, and give you like you want as a word. And then also, if you want more, you can, upgrade. You pay and you upgrade if you like it, okay? Don't pay if you don't use it. Just use it, try it, and if you feel you like it, you can later on you pay and you use it for upgrading. Okay. Also, this platform is called Humata. I know maybe some of you use it. it's, if you have articles, you can, upload the article, you ask questions and all that. This is an example. For example, I told you we had a paper published yesterday about AI. So, for example, I upload the PDF, okay, and what you do, you click Ask No Matter, and then I ask, for example, a questions. Tell me more about, for example, say participants. Okay, usually they will give you the start with your a summary about the paper and all that, and it's good because as a researcher you have to read a lot. Okay, you read lots of papers, so you can connect your ideas, and that's help you with PDF and research articles. You search and you try to find what kind of for example, you are searching for show me the skill they are using, the survey, for example, or if they are using like interviews. So tell me more about that. For example, they use it with whom and which country, if you are focusing in one region. So it's good if you want to try it. For example, this one, PaperPal, also, you can use it for your academic writing. Here, for example, let's say here, okay, I ask him to write about the same topic, for example, AI, academic writing, and publication. So you can see he start, this program start writing, okay? You can see here, you can do lots of things, like if you want to edit, if you want to research site, like citation, if you want to do translation, if you want to do checking. So you can, the good thing that's with most of all those AI applications, you can do many other features. It has different features. You can use them. So, for example, plagiarism, writing, paraphrasing, translating, all of this. So here you can see you have also what the in-text citations, okay? And also the references, okay? Usually what I do, I love to go back and find the actual paper, okay, the PDF file of that paper, and read and checking and all that. So you make sure, the information you got is correct, and the way he's writing the information for you is correct also, okay? So this is what we call it, PaperPal, okay? You can see here, this is PaperPal, okay? What you can see, even, for example, let's say if you are doing proofreading or editing, as I told you, like here, you can click and he can give you some suggestions, okay? To, if you want to do paraphrase or, if you have some grammatical errors or whatever. And if you, for this one, as I told you, why you have to be expert in that? Because sometimes it give you like wrong the features they are doing is wrong, or the correction is actually wrong. So because at the end they are kind of platforms, machine, a person created all that with the language, with the natural, using the natural language learning processes. So sometimes it's okay, they are making mistakes. So that's why even when you are doing, don't do just like accept. No, go through them and check. If you feel it's wrong, don't accept it. Okay, so there is a human touch. You have to write, you have to do all that, okay, by yourself. Okay, but the idea is support you, it help you to doing the process fast. Okay, so this is another platform, Perplexity. It's good. For example, ask anything, okay? Write, for example, questions, okay? For example, I use the same about AI, whatever, for your class, for whatever, okay? So it gives you sometimes like videos, it gives you website, especially, when you have a new topic or a new idea. For example, sometimes we are doing a research about the UAE, and we know this is just like fresh and new, and we don't have like researchers wrote about this idea, so we don't have like citation, so we go for website to site. So this is good because it will give you like the actual websites, okay? And you can use it like the numbers one, for example, you go to one and you cite it and all that, okay? So this perplexity. Okay, this another one is the SCI space. Also, you can use it for literature review. You can use it for paraphrasing, extracting data. Even if you have a PDF file, okay, you have an article and you want to chat with that PDF, like you have an article and you want to have a specific answer, okay, and it's quickly. You don't have to to spend hours. Just for example, I know, like previously what we do, we print that article and we would do highlighting and reading word by word and all that. And I know some of our colleagues and maybe sometimes me, we're still doing this. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't, like it's your way of doing things. Okay, if you like that way, you do it. Just do whatever you like. But these programs and platforms, it helps you. Like for example, as I told you, this one, it helps you also. You can kind of like ask questions and support you. This is an example. For example, the same questions for our today, the AI with academic writing. So you can see here some of the ideas they got. Okay, even sometimes those ideas you can take them, okay, and you can make outlines, like what ideas you want to write more about this. You search more about this. And what is good, like here you can find the paper insights and some information about the paper, and then all the citation and all that. And you can have, here you cite it or you save it or you do whatever you want. Also, this one is Scripper. It's for paraphrasing tool, for example, and also you can use it for other features. You can use it also for referencing. For example, this, okay? For example, you have a reference. Sometimes, like, your students give you a paper and you have a reference. You want to recheck, to verify that like citation or reference or book chapter or whatever. You put it here and you try to do like citation side, and you'll have the citation, which is good because it helps you for formatting. It can have you like the citation and also the in-text citation. You copy and you like paste it in your paper. Even you can do plagiarism checker, and you can see here grammar checker, and proofreading, editing, and all that. So it's good. Also, this one, chat with any PDF. If you have any PDF file, you can have the file, the article, for example, and you ask different questions, and you learn more about your article, the one you are looking for. Here, for example, an example. So this is my paper, our paper with my colleagues. We just have the publication yesterday. So it's about how understanding the limitations and risk of using ChatGPT can contribute to willingness to use. So we had it with our with different students. Okay. So for example, say you see here the program. Okay, I uploaded the PDF file, the article, and I start asking questions. For example, I asked what are the main findings of the study. So it listed for me, and the good is like it gave me also the pages, which page, for example, page 6, so I can go and read more about that paper or that specific idea that I'm looking for. Okay, this is also another platform. It's called Illicit. So it's good using like for your literature review. It give you time, okay, and you search for articles. For example, here I wrote the same topic and give you like a literature review. It's similar to the I space. You see, same like same page, same platform, same design and format. It has as a paragraph the in-text citation. You can go and find the papers, summary about the papers, and you can cite it and do more, and you can export that paper. Okay, so this also platform asks you PDF. It's similar to chat with PDF because most of the time as a researcher, what we do, we read all the time. Every day you read articles, so you can get ideas. You write your notes and all that. So those platforms ask your PDF, will help you in doing your research and highlighting the ideas. For example, I ask about the same paper. For example, you see here, it wrote about like, I asked what are the specific limitations in this paper. So it listed the limitation that we had in our paper. So this chat is called pdf.ai, similar. You see here, you can ask a question and will give you the answer. Like, for example, what analysis strategy that were used in this paper for us was, for example, exploratory factor analysis, as you see. This one, for example, if you have a paper or different papers and you want the ideas to connect the ideas in different papers, because, for example, when you do the research gap among all papers and research and literature review, and you try to find your own statement of problem for your research, what's new you want to research. So this will help you connecting connected papers, you can see here. And it's nice because it's all with diagrams and all that. Just you write the paper title, or you bring the URL, the link for the paper, okay, or the UI. And I tried with the same idea, the AI and academic writing, and I chose one of the paper, okay, and this is what I got. For example, I click on one of the papers are connected with those ideas, and then I can read more about this paper. So it's lovely, AI platform that you can use. So based on this, AI, as I told you, if you like the traditional way, because I know sometimes when I discuss with my colleague, they are telling me that I like to read by my own, so I can understand. Okay, so it's up to you. If you like to use traditional way, you can do it. If you want to use AI, you can do it. Usually, what I do, I merge between all of them. It depends on what I'm doing. For example, let's say I'm driving all day, okay, from Dubai to Al Ain to Abu Dhabi, because I'm working in Al Ain. So what I do, sometimes I open an article and I do read aloud, for example, with the platforms or the PDF, okay, and it will read for me, okay. I will just for example, record and tell the platform the question, because I want to focus on specific questions. I want to understand specific points or item, and he will answer me, and I can listen to that while I'm reading, while I'm driving. So it's up to you, okay. Do whatever you like, and do whatever you feel is helping you, okay. Think about AI as as your helper, okay, assistant, not as your enemy. Because I know some of researchers or maybe colleagues or even teachers, they are worried about using it, and especially with their students, because they are thinking, like, for example, the students might forget about doing the writing and doing all this kind of research. For me, I want my students to learn about it, because it's kind of a learning process. For example, think about it as, let's say, even with EndNote, the references, when you do your referencing and all that, you know, previously we are doing it as, manually, yeah, searching for the name of the writer, especially if you have a book, you don't have an electronic version of that book. So you might do it as, manually, yeah. So you do it, or you do it with AI, or all these, like EndNote, or it save you time, yeah. So spending those hours just to do it, I call this like technical issues. Technical issues. Sometimes some people will do it, okay, but you as a researcher, as expert, and your valued time, maybe you want to focus on generating the ideas, okay. So it's up to what you are doing in that time and specific time. But personally, I use everything, even a traditional way. I like personally to use it and to do it. So to conclude, like, AI is innovative. For example, if we are not using it now, if we think about even by next year, maybe everybody will be using it, yeah. And it might be like mandatory to use it. So it's better to learn from now and not to wait until like too late. It's good for it's accessible. Most of these AI tools, for example, there are some versions are and some platforms are you have to pay to upgrade. There are others are free. So you have to look around to find all this free. And it is efficient, yeah. You produce more, you collaborate with researchers, and the good things, for example, if you like to do literature review, work on this. If you are data analyst, you focus on that, and you try the platforms and applications that support you in your in your work. And these are some of the references that I use. And thank you. If you have some questions, we have like a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Al Murshidi. Your presentation is really enlightening us. And also, Dr. Murshidi has already mentioned the AI applications that we can access, yeah? So for all the attendees, now we are coming to the opinions, questions, and answer sessions. Please click your raise hand or type the questions on the chat, or just turn your microphone on, then speak, and don't forget to mention your name before giving opinion, questions, and answer. So anyone questions? Any questions, everyone? Please.
We have 5 minutes because I have to run to a ceremony. I'm
Oh,
already
okay.
late. Yeah.
So I think there is questions on the chat, yeah? Assalamualaikum, doctor. Thank you for your presentations. How do we know if Humata and Jena are not causing plagiarism? Thank you so much. Or you want to answer directly? Or there is Saidu Mansur Adam also, the raised hand. You want to ask something, please?
You read that from the chat?
Yeah. All right. From the chat.
Okay.
From Fatima, yeah. From Nadia Aji, right? So how do we know if Humata and Jena are not causing plagiarism? Yeah.
For example, I will go by one by one. How do we know if Diomata and Genai are not causing plagiarism? As I told you, there are many other platforms that you can use. For example, just go to Turnitin and check. It will highlight for you whatever you are doing, and then you can just go and rewrite, paraphrase, and all that. And there are specific platforms just for doing humanization, checking plagiarism. So use all this kind of platform and check which one you like. But for us as a researcher, Turnitin, now it has most of those platforms, even the one we are using, like for example, Turnitin, it has plagiarism checker, and it has check the AI, focusing on AI. They will know if you are using AI or not, especially in Turnitin. It has that feature. It's a new feature they are using now. Okay.
Okay, there are many questions.
There is another question. What are your preferred AI models for citations? For me, because I like to use different platforms, I'm trying different platforms in daily basis. So sometimes I use one and then I change to another one. It depends, yeah. Especially if it is, it's unpaid. But if it's paid, it will be easier for me to use it like, in daily basis. But like EndNote and others, you can use it like easily. Okay. Okay. I need more explanation on how to cite and reference a paper. Yeah, you use those platforms. Yeah, there are many, as I mentioned, Skipper, for example. Many. I can send you more. Just try them. What I use sometimes, for example, if I couldn't find in Skipper or those platforms, I go to just Google Scholar. I post it there and I find it. So it's just, because you have to be expert in those. So try different platforms and choose what you like. There are some like Scripper and SCI. Most of these platforms, they have the citations. If you click, as I told you, there are many features. So you click, check the one with the citation. Use that feature. That's what I saw in the chat. Is there any, because the others are just asking for the presentation, and I will send it. It's okay.
Oh yeah, okay. So one more. Is this Saidu Mansur Adam? You already raised your hand. You want to ask something, please?
Yes, I want to ask a question. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. And this is an interesting topic. We are happy for that. Please, my question is, how can we cite information we found it worthy on AI generated content? Because sometimes we found related information, but we can't find it in other journal articles. How can we rely on AI content to cite in our academic? Thank you.
It depends which platform are you using. Because I told you, you have to be careful, especially
I know
like
Microsoft
yeah?
Copilot. Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah, that's when I start talking about our topic today. It's our focus on academic writing. It's different than general writing. Okay, so you have to use specific platform AI for specific feature or task you are doing. Okay, so there are specific platform for doing academic writing. So you don't use any platform. Sometimes Copilot or the others or ChatGPT, some of them they are fabricated. So that's why you have to use a specific platform like the one I mentioned today. They are for academic writing because it gives you the citation and you can go and verify. You have go and you are you recheck those citations. So don't use any not ChatGPT, not the others. You have to go and recheck. And mostly like Copilot and others, they give you the citation. You have to go and check the website or for example, the PDF file or others. But sometimes what they do, you write a topic, but they give you the idea or whatever writing they are giving is totally different. It's not related. Okay, so that's why you have to choose platform related specifically for that specific task, not any of these platforms, because there are plenty. But it doesn't mean that all of them that are qualified to use for your academic writing. You have to be careful. Yeah.
Okay, is it clear, Saidu? Mr. Saidu?
I have a question here by Zanila. When you're using AI for data analysis, how do you secure your data, such as your transcript, as you would have given it access? This is ethical issue. Yeah, we know that one of the issues we have, and privacy issues and security issues. Sometimes that's what I said. You have to be careful. Does that platform, you have to recheck if that platform give you all these kind of security, privacy, it save your data and all that before you use it. Okay, so this is an issue. Sometimes you can't, yeah, because it is generated, because sometimes they will reuse it in a way, yeah. So it's up to you. If you feel you don't trust that platform, don't use it. Don't. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Al Murshidi, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So, what is your opinion about the using AI that can improve our quality of writing, but maybe reduce the quality of our understanding in writing? So, because we just depends on the AI.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. One of the issues, and one of the paper mentioned that it's related to the issue of the behavior, yeah, because as I told you, if we depend on just within AI, we might forget. We might forget, how to do things, yeah, because we base Even think about it, even with spelling,
Oh,
yeah, because
yeah.
we are using the computers, yeah, and
Mm.
even the phone, yeah. With a click, you do, like, you fix it and all that. And sometimes if you want to write on a paper, you misspell some of the words because your brain used to having that computer or that AI. Yeah, it has effect. It has effect. And that's why I'm telling you that, you have to choose what you want. If you want to do it like manually, if you want, because as I mentioned, I'm personally, I use both. I use everything. I have to do it manually because I have to, as you said, to understand, to do, like, to for my brain to work and all that, especially with research, like, for example, if you are working and you did SPSS before and now you are using, like, with one click some of the platform, so you forgot how to use it. So it's normal.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Al Murshidi. So I think there's enough, yeah, for the questions. There are no more questions for the attendees. Okay. For the all participants, this webinar live on YouTube, so you will get the link, yeah, by the email. All right. Before we end these sessions, I will summarize it. And the conclusions of this webinar is we can harness the power of AI for enhanced academic writings, and also the publications outcomes are also have a good quality writings, for example, the grammar and structures, etc. And harnessing AI can save our time as well, and we can anticipate the challenges in traditional academic writing, such as the time constraint, writing book, complexity of research, grammar and style, and many others. And the leveraging AI for research in ideation like literature review and etc. And also there are enormous benefits of AI for academic writings, but we have to become wise about the ethical considerations in using AI for academic writings. Yep. Okay, once again, thank you so much, Dr. Ghadah Al Murshidi. I hope I can meet you in person, yeah? We want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mom for delivering an insightful and engaging presentations, and your expertise and patience have truly made this webinar an enriching experience for all of us. And we are appreciates the time and efforts you put into preparing and sharing your knowledge with us. To all our attendees, thank you for joining us and participating in the Q&A sessions. Your questions and interactions made the events even more dynamic and informative. Now, please, can you all turn on your camera and smile? Because while I announce the upcoming conferences, our community can take a screenshot of our webinar. Please, everyone, turn on the camera. We can take a photo sessions. The committee, are you ready? Or I think the presentation should be stop sharing. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Mr. Dr. Al Murshidi. Yep. Okay. So I will comment it, right? So there's 3 session 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once again. 1, 2, 3, everyone. All right. All right. Once again, I will promote the 9th International Conference on Management, Education, and Emerging Technology, MEET 24, that which be held on September 20 till 21st, 2024, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So let's join the conference and submit the paper. The selected papers will be proceeds for Scopus Index journals or proceedings. Once again, stay tuned for our future webinars and events. Until then, let's continue to learn and grow together. Warm regards, Core Research Foundations. Thank you for being here with us today. See you later. Thank you so much, Dr. Al Murshidi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the
Thank you
presentation.
so
Thank
much,
you, Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
you.
doctor.
Thank you so much, Miss Murshidi, for this. The
Thank
answer
you.
very well, mashallah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Ela é xereca.